Hello, hello. Oh, some stuff is still open. Hello, hello. How are you all doing? Matthew's here. I didn't expect him to be here, but he is. So hello.
I am. I will not be here the entire stream probably, so I might have to dip off at some point. But I thought I would join at least for the portion I can.
Yeah, huge. Let me turn down some of the music. I think it's slightly loud on my end. There we go. Let's turn it down. Well, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well, not suffering from the heat like we are. In the UK, there is a big heat wave that is destroying the country, specifically me as well. It's way too warm. But yeah, hopefully we'll survive. And
It's certainly warm, isn't it?
Yeah, there's meant to be like a huge thunderstorm that's going to come through later today, and then after that it should cool down a little bit. Laughing in 18 degrees in Scotland. I wish I was there.
Oh,
It's
18 degrees in Scotland sounds amazing.
What time is it now? Earlier today, I think it hit 36 where I am. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I looked up the other day. I think it's close to like 100. So that's. Let me check. Where are we now? The sun's starting to go down. It's only 33 degrees outside. Oof.
You got it worse than I thought. It's for me. It's only 28 at the moment, so it's actually cooled down quite a bit.
Well, I'm hoping that like a cool breeze comes through before the storm, and that should be nice. How on a scale of entirely fine to literally liquid are you melted now? I think earlier today I was kind of at a 10. I was just kind of not functional at all and just waiting for time to pass. But I'm coming down, maybe at like an 8 on the melty scale. Like, yeah, still pretty warm, but we're getting there. Oh, man. Yeah, we're dying out here across the North Sea as well. Oh, I hope it's not too rough. I don't know. I hope your heat doesn't stay too long as well, because it is so hard to work when, I think especially with like really high humidity, it just absolutely destroys you. But enough talking about the heat, because otherwise I'll do it all day. We've got some fun roles and things to look at today. Just generally chat. We've got a bunch of fun things that we've been working on this week that we can somewhat talk about. Probably won't go into too much specifics, but I'll generally let you know what we're doing. And then, yeah, just looking at some roles that have come through. I have no idea what the selection is. It's normal, so I'm.
I will say I didn't actually get through all of the selected roles. I kind of ran out of time. I was busy. I was busy today, and then I was like, "Oh wait, there's stream tonight. I need to find some roles," and so I kind of panicked and got as many as I could. But
hey, listen, it's okay. The heat. That's you can use that as a crutch. It's the
yeah,
perfect excuse for all
melted.
things.
I was completely melted.
Brits love a good weather, man. True. I have found that like no matter the time of year or type of weather, there will be someone who complains in the UK about it. Like it's too cold, it's too warm. There's like maybe one day, like early May time, where everybody's like, okay, and then after that, it's it's kind of scuffed. You're telling me we're not doing 500 rolls? I suggested this week. Well, actually, the 500 rolls are indeed. No, okay, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's it. I don't. Oh man. Sorry to say, Daniel. I think I missed. I think I didn't get to your rolls. The 20+ rolls.
Wait, really? The ones that were posted. I saw some of those. They were really good.
I'm sorry. I didn't have
How
time.
could you? No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at those, I guess, next time, right? Although next time we'll have some more fun things to show, because we'll probably be doing stuff for upcoming things.
Yeah, I was gonna say next week we'll have the role shift. So we're gonna go from the current, like the temporary roles will no longer be available, and the next 5 will come in.
Yes,
Be
yes. So
hopefully quite interesting. I'm excited about the next 5. I think they're quite fun.
yeah, the next 5 are really cool. I've been playing around with them earlier today, and they are very cool. I'm glad. I love them on paper, and I'm glad that I love them in the game as well. They tend to be really fun to play around with, and I think that like some of them can be. Oh, they're just cool. I like them. There's some tweaks I'm gonna do to them before we release them, but I'm like just like from the design standpoint, I'm happy with them. I think they're gonna be neat. I don't think though, because people have been saying in the Discord, and I want to just temper expectations. People are talking about like, are any of my roles going to be in the set that's coming up? All of these are like ancient roles from you know, when we were first making the sheets. I think I don't think any of these are community suggested ones.
Yeah, I think these are all ours.
Yeah, these are all our ones. So fossils indeed.
I must admit, I am expecting at one point, either in the community roles or in the main release, to just have roles that are like that we come up with, but that people are like, oh wait, I suggested that role, because there's been a few every so often.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's kind of
we have
inevitable.
that role already in our list, and like I've seen it suggested a couple of times.
That's almost it's guaranteed. I mean that's just the nature of things. Like I remember somebody saying like about some art that was that had been drawn for one of the community roles that like was very similar to one that got put in, and I know for a fact that like Lydia doesn't look in the forums, so I know that's just like happened by you know, just the general constraints of like you know, we're making things that fit the theme, and there's only so many things that are like immediately obvious, you know.
Yeah, I also I hope people will understand that, like if we add roles and credit someday, and then not credit, like, because I've seen a lot of roles, well, not necessarily a lot, but I have seen roles being repeated, or like very similar ideas being like repeated in the forums. So there's definitely going to be some roles that I put in that I credit someone, and then somebody's like, "Oh, I had this idea first, actually," and I'm going to be like, "Damn it, I missed the first person who had the original idea." Because I don't see, like, as much as I try and keep up with most of them, there are a lot of suggestions. I don't actually see all of them.
I think it'll be a little bit messy, but we'll figure it out, and we'll try and make it right. And but I think there will be a few roles where we're like, this one was just one that we put in like ages and ages ago. But that's a bridge that we'll come to when we get there. For now, we're testing these 5 new roles. I will say, I'll say this: there's a lot of evil roles in the upcoming set.
There's majority evil roles.
Majority evil roles. So I'm very interested to see what people think about them. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
All day Luke has been like, should I give them a teaser? Should I show them all the role icons?
I have like, we got all of the assets, like all of the icons in for the new roles and things, either yesterday or earlier today, I can't remember. And I've just been staring at them like, should I give them a little thing? But it's too early. I've got like a whole week to go, and plus I should probably not do that, you know. There needs to be I don't know. I'm too tempted by these things.
you like building hype. You like building hype.
I just get excited about it, and then I get excited that other people are getting excited about it, and then I want to tell people, but I can't. I got to stop. But yeah. So that's been a thing. We've also been working on the new and improved codex. Some of that stuff is coming in. Hopefully not too. I mean, it's already implemented into our main stuff now, which is very cool. And you've done an amazing job on that this week.
Really good.
Thank you. I will hydrate. It is so hot. And I've just had to turn all the fans off, because otherwise you'd hear only fans, and that would be...
I'm sorry if you can hear my fan. I haven't been so considerate.
No, you're okay, because you have, like, you know, your things being filtered out. Mine, however, for some reason, does not do that, so... it's cursed. But yeah, so I think yeah, the codex stuff is looking really, really good. The way it's going to work now, I might be able. Should I show some the concept of the picture from earlier of the new codex, just like the layout of it? I think we showed it last time.
No, I don't think we had it last time.
No, because Lydia live streamed it. It was on her stream.
Oh, she did. Yes, you're right. Sorry, never mind. Forgetting time.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm trying to open this in a way that doesn't leak anything. Okay, cool. Oh wow, I like
the only fans that should be heard should be us. Nice.
Huge. I'm like minimizing things to try and avoid spoilers, and then everything behind it has like progressively worse spoilers. Because I started off with like, you know, the Discord, and then it went on to the Git Kraken stuff, and then behind that I had like game of Jupiter running with the new roles and things clearly there. So it was terrible. Okay, here you go. Let's have a look at this.
Showing the Git Kraken would be so cursed.
I know.
There's so many branches at this point.
Yeah, don't worry, it's professionally done. Okay, here we go. Bosh. So this is like a little example of what the new codex layout will be like. There'll be a bunch of bits and pieces. You probably noticed all of the keywords are gone. No more keywords. And that's because now when you hover over any of the keywords, it will have a little pop out that tells you what the keyword is, and you can kind of lock those in place and then you know, to keep them open, or you can like then hover over those like keywords inside keywords and stuff like that. It's neat. Matt made a little video of it a while ago, but I can't find it, so you'll have to just see this picture.
This is a weird screenshot because it doesn't show you all of it.
Does it not? Should I show you more? Should I find another screenshot?
I don't know if I was going to say there's one easy at hand, but
okay, see if you can find something and then at me with it.
Actually, if I can just open, do you have the project open?
I have the project open on the but there's it's gonna be...
yeah, it's the spoiler stuff that I'll just
yeah.
I'll open the project. I'll give you a screenshot in a second.
Thank you. That'd be really good. Yeah, kind of like the magnifying glass, but slightly different. It'll be like little pop-ups. If you've ever played anything like Baldur's Gate, where like, you know, that you have like little things you can hover over to see abilities, it's kind of like that. Matt will try and get us a screenshot, but this will be kind of replacing stuff, and there are some extra things for edge cases and things like that. And we no longer have the clashing things with text having to sit on like lines and it looking really weird when things are stretched. Also does a bunch of really smart things to make sure that even in different fonts and things, the text doesn't, isn't too large and goes off the page. It shrinks things, and then prioritizing that top main description to be like try and remain its size. Matt's done kind of gone all out to try and make this kind of useful. I think it's looking really good. There are, like it shows the artist, shows you the classification, alignment, all of that stuff. And I think this is going to be nice. We're going to put maybe some flavor text and things on the right side where the keywords used to be. And there's like a few special effects and bits and bobs going on over there. And this is just like a temporary image. I think this was actually us complaining about whether or not we should go for like a back button or an exit button. So that's why there's two. But
yeah, no, this was me asking Lydia for something.
Yeah. But it's a good enough example that I thought I'd share.
It is a good enough example. It's a good enough example.
So hopefully with the new codex and stuff, it should be a lot easier to get much more, I guess, presentable, and it just looks so much nicer when you're playing with it. Speaking of Lydia, where is Lydia? She's melting. She doesn't have her freezer isn't freezing things properly, and so she has no ice or anything to cool her down. It's not good. So bless her. Yeah, it's still really, really hot here, and she's not doing well. So I've told her that she can just take it chill as chill as she can anyway. And yeah, I didn't think Matt was going to be here, so it's nice to have him with us.
Glad to be your company.
All right. Well, yeah. Let me know.
Yeah. You stalled just long enough for me to get you a screenshot.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Let me go find it.
So I haven't actually posted it yet, but it's in dev now.
I don't know if Kano's still here or not, but they sent me a screenshot of something from Path. They got very lucky. Very cool. Congrats. Okay. Awesome. Let me find that screenshot. Oh yeah, this looks nicer. Okay. Nice. Let me pull this up. Let's see. Bonk. There we go. Yeah, so you can see we've got like little symbols for edge cases and in the main body descriptions and things. It's kind of nice. I really like it. I think it is much better than the current codex. We'll have a little description that goes at the bottom here. That is just kind of like some flavor things, and yeah, I think this is just going to be a huge improvement. And we've also been working on a bunch of improvements to. Oh yeah, someone's found a spelling mistake. Wait, is that a spelling mistake?
Where's the spelling mistake? Because somebody actually bug reported a spelling mistake in the private eye, and I didn't spot it.
It says non-underling, like NONE instead of NON.
Yeah, that's just British English.
No.
I'm pretty sure it is actually.
It shouldn't be. I wouldn't recognise that. I'll check it out.
Oh yeah, Anne is definitely wrong. You're right there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that one.
don't worry about it. It happens. There's so many roles and things. It's we can fix that. Let me open this up as well. Yeah. So here is an example of the hover text stuff. So you can hover over a keyword, and it'll tell you what's going on here. So this should hopefully be a little bit nicer when it comes to things. I think it looks pretty good. I'm hoping people like this slightly better than the current keyword system. Yeah. So that's what's going on there. And then the other thing that we've been working on is looking at ways to better display roles and what they've been doing and how they've gotten the information they have at the end of the case during the breakdown. So I think it would be like one of the big things happening. People are kind of struggling with how certain roles are coming to certain results. So things like like a classic example is mathematician plus the fall guy giving the wrong number and people being confused about why this is happening. And then I think we've been working on systems to better display that during when the breakdown where the case ends. I think we're also planning to change it so that if you lose a case, it forces you to reveal all before you continue, because a lot of the time people will fail and then immediately move on before looking at what was there. And that means that you don't have that natural way of learning from the mistakes that you've already made. And I think that
I think there's also an element of people just automatically just press next.
Yeah.
Even if they wanted to reveal it. So it's kind of thing which even for me, I've done that sometimes. I'm just
for sure,
just press the button. So I think it's just something. I can't remember who brought it up, but somebody had the idea we should just automatically force them to reveal all.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one.
Forcing people to learn mistakes to force them to read. Well, that's the thing. I think this is a really good way to. I mean, this is a game with a lot of written information, and especially when all the keywords are all exposed to you, it's very easy to just not read it. And things like the full guy very clearly states a bunch of things, and like like there are a bunch of like edge cases and things that people bring up, sometimes even in like meetings and things, where it'll be like, we need to clarify this, and then it's like it's already there in the codex. It's just either like not currently presentable enough, or it doesn't reflect that information well during the breakdown. Like it's hard to actually see that that's true, intuitively. And so there's an aspect of like trying to maybe redesign some of the roles so that they kind of are more obvious or like intuitive. There's an aspect of, like, as you can see, of making the codex more presentable that we're trying to do. And then there's this improvement on the reflection stage where we're trying to make it so it's much clearer to see exactly what's happened and how people have gotten to these conclusions. Because now, like, we're going to have it so, like, you can hover over the mathematician and it will, like, highlight all of the roles that it used to count. So it'll show you all of the evil plus the full guy, as an example. I think we haven't actually done this yet, but Lydia has been asking for it for like months now, of changing the hover things to be slightly more obvious. When you hover over a role,
I mean, it has actually been made significantly more obvious. So what Lydia wanted was like some amount of bobbing, and it doesn't actually exist. If you hover over a role, it's significantly more obvious than it used to be, and it does have that bobbing effect where like the roles it's highlighting are gonna bob slightly, like scale up, scale down. It's still a little.
I think
it probably does need to be ramped up a little bit, but it's
tiny
definitely
bit of wiggle,
there.
maybe, or something.
Mm.
Something to just break up the shapes. But yeah, I think something like that would be quite nice. Maybe some setting, like something in the settings maybe that we could use to like make it more obvious. I know Lydia really doesn't want to have color, like a colored border around the roles, because she thinks, so she has like a whole thing for it. But I don't know. I could be on the fence either way about that. Maybe that would be like an
I think
optional
just
setting.
darkening the non-highlighted roles more probably also has has some benefit to it.
I can see that too. So I'm hoping that we get some we'll see some improvements here, like incremental quality of life things coming through to make things clearer to people, so that they get more of an idea of what's going on. I'm hoping that will just kind of generally improve the quality of life, and I think it'll also like just make things quite nice. And then whilst that's all been going on this week, I've also been working on our new Secret Things project. Secret Things project is cool, and I'm very excited about it. I really want to talk about it, potentially even more than I want to talk about the new roles, but I can't.
Oh God!
Unreveal button when? Can you unreveal everything?
I do think one of the things that actually was suggested in our Discord, and I've seen suggested in the bug reports actually a couple of times, is an option to, when a role is obscured, when you reveal all, they will either like have an icon and then like you can see the text clearly, or that like you have a way to see the text and see that it was obscured but still be able to read it.
Yeah, I saw a really cool suggestion of someone. It was like the blackout.
It was already dark. He had the idea, and I think that could be pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. They should definitely tell you what they were gonna say, because I can see that being like something part of the quality of life update that touches on that reveal screen. That, and the other thing that I saw as well, I think right now, we were talking about this earlier, the end screen when you end the game, the screen that shows when you win the case and when you lose the case are too similar. And so, especially with like the con man, when you like arrest the con man correctly and you see that like innocent roll flip up and then win, sometimes people can see that as like you lose, or like because it seems the same.
Because I got a series of bug reports which are like, I arrested the con man and then lost the case, and I got like 3 or 4 of them, and I was like, okay, man, this might be an actual bug that happens rarely, but that happens. That'd be really bad. Then I was looking into it, and it was really weird because like the save files never had the command as arrested, and then I realized that the player logs never said run loss, which it will log that every time you lose a case. So what I realized was happening is that it doesn't save if you beat the case. It like saves in the next scene. So if you immediately do a bug report, it won't save. And so what's happening is that people were just arresting the command last. It wasn't flipping over because the command just stays as what they appear in. And then they just assumed they'd lost without like seeing that they
Without actually reading the text that says you've won. But it's because it looks so similar to the
it does
screen
look
when you lose.
identical. It's just the text that changes.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I really want to do as part of that like end screen like quality of life pass is make it more distinct, like maybe with a little icon or some key art of some kind to show the difference between like success and failure.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Yeah.
Losing the case puts you behind bars. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of all the stuff I've been working on. I really can't wait to talk about some things that I've been doing. It's going to be really cool. When is it?
Should we get into the roles? Or should we get into?
I think we can get into the roles. There's one final thing I want to talk about. Let me talk back at game chats so we can do that. Should we talk about this? I want to ask this question because it's technically here, but I don't know if we should. Should I talk about this or no?
Let's say no for now because I don't know.
Okay. Never mind then. Well, let's talk about the roles. Okay, cool. So, yeah, let's go have a chat. Over here. I'm right here. Oh no. Actually, wait. Maybe I could ask Connor.
No, you're not.
Should I? I mean, they're here, right? May as well. Can I talk about this? Or is that something I shouldn't do? I really don't know. I don't know if they're like sensitive at all. Anyway, once they get back to me on that, I think we should have a look at some fan roles. Because there's a few to go through. And
there's I think quite a few new people as well.
That's so exciting. We've had such an explosion on the Discord as well. Like there's so many new people doing like really fun things. And it's been really cool to see. So if any of you guys are new here, hello.
Hello.
Normally we're more coherent. It's just really hot.
Yeah, it must have been. It's warm.
I can feel myself progressively overheating over time with my fans off. Okay. Let's start with someone. Ooh. Yeah, let's start with someone that we haven't done anything with before.
Oh, that's a terrible joke. You're both wearing hoodies, the one that you're overheating.
Yeah, true. We should really take those off.
Free me, Ninja. Free me.
Okay. Alright, let's have a look at an idea from Snakey in the Discord forums. It is an underling called the Agent. It reads, I have a 50% chance of transforming a random innocent into a con man. I do not pretend. If you arrest me before all the other evils have been arrested or killed, you lose 2 reputation. I cannot die unless I am the only unarrested and alive evil. When I am tainted, I do not transform any innocents.
I will note there's a smoke clause on this role that was about if there was also a scoundrel in play. I removed it because it didn't fit on the page. But it was. I think they can be arrested if there's scoundrels in play, something like that. I can't quite remember exactly how that worked, but I just thought I would put that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, hang on, I'm gonna have to put my fan on it. I actually can't. Tell me if this is like too loud, or if you can hear it at all.
The beeps.
Yeah, my fan beeps really loud whenever you touch it. It's terrible. Can you hear that at all?
The lack of cooldown and hydrate. Yeah, no, I must admit, I don't have enough water to keep up.
Yeah, I ran out of water. I'm not gonna lie. I need to go get some more. Let's see. Oh man, this is kind of. I like this. This is messed up. So this in itself is an alternative to the scoundrel, right? So you wouldn't have this and the scoundrel at the same time. And then, ooh, actually no. Yeah, and then there's they have the thing where if you arrest the scoundrel early, you lose reputation. I saw that was a quirk last week, I think. And then they have the 50% chance to transform a random innocent into a con man. So evil.
Yeah, this is pretty awful. I think I actually kind of like the idea of a scoundrel that punishes you for not arresting them last, like for trying but not succeeding. As you said, I think we had a quirk last week that kind of did that as well. So on that side, I kind of like that part. The con man is awful because it'd be really hard to tell.
With the conversion, that's so brutal.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is a con man, so it is in play. So you would see a duplicate at the very least.
Yeah, so I don't hate it. I think this is actually quite a fun one. This is very much up there as a challenging underling, though. I think this would be really brutal.
Honestly, could almost be a traitor. Like, I think that for a traitor, it would have to be a little bit more hardcore. But
yeah,
honestly, I actually kind of like the idea of a traitor that isn't like pretending.
I was in like.
I'm not sure how that would work. Yeah.
A traitor that doesn't pretend. Yeah. I don't know how to do that either, but I'm sure that'd be something crazy. I do like this one. I think I'm going to give this a 4. What do you think?
I think a 4 is a valid rank. I like it.
Also, can you hear my fan?
It's vaguely audible, but I think most people in chat said it was okay.
Okay, thank you, chat. Thank you. I need it.
They are merciful gods, you know.
Okay, cool.
Spectre Obscuring Agent would be terrible. Yeah, Spectre Obscuring this would be really, really hard.
Oh man, that would be so.
Especially if you're like a full guy in play as well.
All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna have a look at. Let's have a look at the Admirer by TJ. It's an innocent role that states, "I start investigated. I announce that I admire a random uninvestigated role. When they are investigated, I announce if they are truthful." Wait. I announce whether if they are truthful, if they are evil. Oh no, there's a full stop there. Oh my god, sorry. I'm not sure why I'm looking at this on the I've moved it to my other screen. Let me move it across. Sorry about that. Let me try again. I start investigated. I announce that I admire a random uninvestigated role. When they are investigated, I announce whether they are truthful. If they are evil, I will always announce that they are truthful. What? Interesting. So is this like what does this mean?
So,
is this to find tainted role info?
Yeah, so from my understanding, pretty much, yeah. Or like a drunkard, so like a good line could also work, right?
I see, yeah.
From my understanding, yeah, this would be like, I announce that I admire, like... Okay, the thing is that there's a little bit of confusion here, because... I did change the wording very slightly from the
original,
from the forum post, just because I tried to make it a bit more clear, but I think I've probably made it less clear. I'm actually going to try and find it because I want to see if it clears things up at all. But while I do that, what are your initial thoughts?
I think this is a very interesting role because if they do claim that somebody is truthful, then they're like hard claim to be not lying. And I think that's really quite good. Or like at least whether or not they're they're good, right? Because if they're evil, they always say actually no, they always say that they're truthful. Why would you want this? I guess this would be really good if against the drunkards specifically. Is that what this was for? I'm so confused.
So okay. So the original I found it is
Okay.
I start investigated.
Yeah.
I announce. It says I announce to admire a random roll. I'm guessing that's supposed to be that. I announce. Sorry. I start investigated.
Yeah.
I announce that I admire a random roll. When they are investigated, I announce whether they are telling the truth or not. If they are evil, I will always say they are truthful.
Okay.
The thing that gets me about this one is when they say they announce that they admire a random roll, they're not saying that they announce that roll's address, which means they announce, and I think that also is validated by, if I'm lying or tainted, I announce a random not in play roll, and when my target is investigated, the opposite of my target's truthfulness. Which also confuses me because if it's a random not in play roll, then what's the target?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this one with a 2 and a question mark. I don't quite
I'm gonna put this one
understand.
as a question mark as well. But the way I understood it the first time was they would say like, I admire the wife or whatever, and then when the first time you investigated what appeared to be a wife, they would say they are truthful or they are lying, right? And depending on if they were lying tainted or truthful. Does that make sense?
People are saying if it chooses an evil, it says they're honest. So if you spot an admirer calling a liar honest, then they're evil. Unless the admirer is lying. Okay. I don't hate it, but it seems very niche. For an ability this niche, it feels like it almost has to be an ability. And if it was an ability, I don't know how well that would do. Because it's... I don't know.
It's kind of empath, but it's slightly different in the sense that like it doesn't have the evil part of the empath. Like if the evil is telling the truth, if the evil is lying, like actually wait, does it? Is it just the same as the empath? I guess it is kind of similar to empath.
Okay.
Just if the evil is. No, I'm confusing myself. Okay,
it's okay. We'll move on. All right, let's have a look at this roll. It's from Cube X. So this must be new because I think they joined today. This is a meddler roll called the Bandwagoner. I pretend to be a not in play innocent. If most of my surrounding neighbours are evil, I lie and become evil. I am never surrounded by an equal amount of goods and evil neighbours. Interesting.
Very interestingly, this is actually very similar to a role that we have in our big document.
Yeah.
But there's one subtle change that I really like, which is why I added it in this list.
Oh.
Which is I am never surrounded by an equal amount of good and evil neighbors. I think that's a really nice touch, and I actually think I really like that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good thing as well. This is very politician coded from Blood on the Clock Tower, or is it Turncoat? I can't remember, but I like it either way. I think it's kind of fun. What do we is this effect dynamic? Oh, that's an interesting question. When does this check happen?
Ooh, probably. I mean, I would read it at the start of the case, but there is a question mark there, isn't there? Because like if you use the good or the bad cop or the good cop on like someone around them, did they change their alignment?
Yeah, so I think might be a good idea to just clarify that. But I think this is a 4 for me. I don't hate it. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
So either you specify that, you just have to specify one way or the other, I think.
Yeah.
That works. Okay, let's go to the Belfry. The good PoE1 map. Let's see. Meddler by Not So French Red. It reads, I make the clock tower ring when I'm investigated. I pretend to be an in-play role. I will say this is a very fun role. I do like what this does.
This is a good one. They had an entire like forum of clock tower rolls.
Yeah,
Some of them did things whenever every time the clock tower rang.
I like that. I mean, they
So it
should.
would allow for like several rings of the clock tower, which I thought was quite fun.
I do like that. That's a good idea. It's a shame they just said that they were cutting in and out. Hopefully they see this. Presumably a clock tower will be on the board when the belfry is suspected. I would assume they would have to be yes. I would say so.
Yeah.
But I would also assume that the belfry is probably with rolls, that do things with the clock tower too. Otherwise they're kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I like the belfry very much as a thing that exists. You can get some very early like sniper things. You can get some like messed up clockmaker info. There's and then especially if you add a bunch more like clock tower specific roles, then I think it's really neat. And of course, if you can like figure out that the belfry is in a position and you do investigate them, then it is kind of self-confirm. I think it's just a really solid meddler. It does a lot of things that I really like. It's a good roll. I'm going to give this a 5, actually. I think this is really neat.
I think I agree. I think there's also a 5 for me. I think it plays very well with what's there. And yeah, it's very meddlerish, right? It's not...
Yeah, I could easily see this
just a good
being in
meddler.
the game. I could see it. Alright. Let's keep going then. Next up is The Bodyguard by Xelado89. It reads, I start investigated. Ability. Choose an alive role. If they were to be killed, I prevent it and kill their attacker. If I'm lying or tainted, I still protect my target, but I will kill a random role that didn't try to kill them instead. If my target attacks themselves, I prevent their death and say careful instead, even if lying. Interesting.
We have definitely used this name before, don't we? It's called.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime any like flavor or anything is attached to a role, there's always the caveat of like there will almost certainly have been roles that use this before, but it's not a problem. Just names can be changed, but it's the mechanics, the juice, that I think makes up for a good part of it. Although sometimes you can get some really good flavor with it too, but it happens. We're definitely going to see repeats. It's just how it goes. But yeah, this is really cool. It's interesting because it's one of those things where it's like it's kind of like it's basically the monk, right, from Golden Clock Tower. It's a role that like allows you to protect another role. But the problem is obviously the how niche is this going to be? Because unless you have like a hitman in play, or you have a sniper or something that is like killing stuff, or like a serial killer or something like that, how often do you require the services of a bodyguard?
I don't actually think this is that bad for nicheness, because like, the sniper, serial killer, and hitman, but as long as we make bodyguard only appear in cases where like where kills will happen, I think this actually kind of works quite well. Also, I can think of lots of really weird ways to like play with this. Like you could bodyguard like a role and then shoot that role with the vigilante to test the bodyguard.
I mean, that's actually
for example.
That's fun. I do like that.
Like an evil
I can see this role being really good in cases where there are almost too many killy rolls. It's almost like a defense against that, like a way to balance it out.
Yeah, and with if there's a hitman in play, you use a bodyguard on like an uninvestigated role, and then you guarantee that at least one guy survives.
Yeah.
And then a hitman dies. Which
is a really good way to disarm it. You just gotta get lucky, and then also hope that the bodyguard isn't the hitman.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the bodyguard protects even if they're lying.
True. Oh wait, that's true.
So at least that role won't die.
But they'll kill a random roll. But they won't.
But they'll kill a random roll.
Can that random roll be themselves? I'm guessing yes. It doesn't say it can't be. I would rule it yes. The random roll would only be a random roll that isn't the target they're protecting, would be how I would rule it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm gonna say this is a 4 for me. I think this is a fun one.
Yeah, I think I can give it a 4 as well.
I think it's the kind of thing that would have to have constraints, like to make sure that if it's here, it's because kiddie rolls are around.
Yeah.
But I think that's fine. So let's get moving. Where do we want to go next? The Cult Leader. A Traitor Idea by Snow3D3D. It reads, when a role is investigated, I convert a good uninvestigated surrounding role's alignment to my own. If they are innocent, I also taint them. I lie and pretend to be a suspected, not in play role. Now, let's have a look here. What do we think of
as
this?
stated, I did simplify it because I think the original, the converted roles would also convert other roles.
Interesting.
So like it would spread out. But I thought I would simplify it down to like the more like manageable almost version of it. I do like if anybody's interested in what it used to be, I'll try and find the like what the forum name was. Where was it? Yeah, Tinkering and Trickery is what the forum name is called. I guess the whole point was that they were supposed to be chaotic roles, so but I think this is kind of works.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a it's one of those roles that like many versions of Cult Leaders, because we've had quite a few come through, often are quite destructive, like board transforming roles. And like right at the very beginning of the game, when we had like the initial set of like test rolls, like beyond the demo, we had the Rat King, which was I guess like the closest thing to a Cult Leader we've made.
The Rat King, the Rat King is great, man. I still want to put them in the game.
The problem with the Rat King is, and that there are 2 versions of the Rat King, but they
There was
basically
two as well.
convert people into rats, and if they do it like every few hours. So if you're not careful, the entire board is rats. But they are it's so easy to just get completely screwed over by the Rat King, and that's kind of the problem with a lot of this stuff. Like, that it's kind of fun. Like, it's very fun to convert the entire board into rats. Objectively, it's hilarious, but it's also like really destructive. And if you've played a run for like 30 minutes or however long, and then suddenly you're like, oh my god, it's a Rat King game, and then like you investigate in the wrong order, and like which you had no way of knowing, and now the entire board is you've got 1 vigilante that survived and then 8 rats, and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
The thing with the Rat King is that it transformed the roles. It didn't like make them pretend. So when they were rats, normally they were always good. The problem with the Rat King is that wasn't always the case, especially because of certain things we had at the time.
Yeah.
So sometimes they would just randomly there was just 1 rat that was randomly evil, and you just had 6 rats, and you're just like, it's a 1 in 6. Don't know which one.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the Rat King probably will never be in like a normal run. But if we do have like a challenge mode or like joke modes, or maybe just on
the Steam Workshop or something, get a Rat King in there.
Yeah, on Steam Workshop. Well, I was gonna say on like on April Fools or something, I wouldn't mind just having a Rat King appear. Like something silly.
I'm sure we can find something.
The entire point is that it's a bit silly, right?
Yeah.
So like if we have something like that, I will definitely add them because I think they're quite fun. But yeah, they're probably a bit too crazy for the actual game, I will admit.
Turn the whole board into rats. A hot take: I do not like the Rat King. Well, I don't think that's a hot take. I think the rats are fun, but I think it's too destructive to the state of the board.
Yeah, it's not exactly.
Before people are like, isn't that the same as the Hitman? I think the Hitman is actually like a lot more reasonable.
It is much more manageable, yeah. The Hitman, I mean, this is basically the Hitman but worse. really, because you have a chance of just having random rats that are evil, and you don't like. It's as if you would still have to arrest all the like, or at least some of the killed people from the hitman. So
Oh, sorry about that. Hello.
hitman also have the option of killing themselves.
That's true. That's true. But okay, let's actually talk about the role in front of us, though, the cult leader. So this doesn't transform; it converts their alignment. So
yeah,
this is kind of cool, and it also taints them. Now, here's my question, because obviously that the tainting a role thing here is an interesting thing to point out, because it happens when the cult leader is investigated. Now, well, this could really confuse a bunch of people, because let's imagine a board where the cult leader is the last role that I investigate. All of the roles that surround them have already announced their information, and likelihood is they're not going to be tainted. So if I then investigate the cult leader, those roles are now all tainted. But
no, you misunderstand the role, Luke.
what do you mean?
It's when any role is investigated that they convert
Oh,
a
wait,
good
what?
uninvestigated surrounding roles alignment. So they would only ever taint roles when they're still uninvestigated.
Wait, what? Hold on. When a role is investigated, I convert a good uninvestigated surrounding roles alignment to my own. That's so messed up, actually. That's kind of funny.
Now you get it.
I'm starting to get it now. I kind of like that, actually. That's kind of fun. What do you think about that? What would you give that?
I think this is. I think this is probably a 3 from me. I think it's funny. I think it could be very good, but I think a majority of the time you're just going to have basically. It's a bit like basically, imagine you just have a bunch of silent accomplices, and just like, oh, I have 3 evil roles around any of these 6, and it's like, oh well, I guess it's a 50-50 for each one. I can just imagine it turning into that very easily. Especially that they're all tainted, so it makes it really difficult to like check them with other roles, because everybody will just be lying.
True.
Not even the devs can read. Yeah, I know, it's terrible.
Listen, it's all.
We complain about our players not being able to read, but I mean,
No.
hypocrites is what we are, really.
I don't think our players read. I think it's hard to read all of the things sometimes. Oh man, but yeah, no, it's very hard. And this is what I mean. Like, we need to try and break down on some of the like large blocks of text. Oh, and it's tricky, and it's also hot. Oh my gosh. But yeah, sorry. My
Reading is
apologies.
overrated. I can agree with that.
It's true. See, like, but then if I made that mistake and then when I got to the game over screen, I'd be like, wow, I was wildly wrong about what this role did. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3 as well. I'm very skeptical about mass board like state changes like this, and so I'd want to test it. I think that it could work, but you'd need to, it would require some testing to see how it interacts with other things. Because it could just be horrific, but it could be really fun. So I don't know. So let's keep having a little look. It's a traitor, the fearmongerer, or fearmonger.
Oh, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, no, it's fearmongerer as opposed to fearmongerer. It is a traitor by Not So French Red that reads: the clock tower will ring every 5 hours. If it rings 5 times and I am not dead or arrested, I will destroy your reputation. I lie and pretend to be a not in play role. This is based. I'm gonna give this a 5. It's very cool.
I also really like this one. I just think the flavor of it is so good. The thing is that I do get that you lose at 25 hours, which is quite harsh, but only if you haven't arrested them.
I mean, losing at 25 hours is fine, as long as you...
Ticking clock, which is losing at 24, is one of the hardest quirks in my opinion, so,
It's... I did the max mode, it was fine.
But it is ticking clock with flavor. The thing is, I really like the flavor of this.
It's ticking clock with
really
flavor.
nice.
There are some things like if you had the belfry and things like that could accelerate it, and that could be quite tricky. But if there were other roles that actually prevented the clock tower ringing as well, that could be cool. So like if you had a role that says like the first time like the clock tower should ring, you know, I stop it ringing, or like something that, you know, offsets rings, or there are ways that you could have roles that mitigate this. But I think the Fearmonger is a really fun role, and it adds tension. I think like every time that the clock tower rings, I can just visualize people having the, like, you know, the like 5. It's like the 4 lines and then the diagonal cut through the like hash things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like counting the days.
Oh yes, got there.
Do you know what I mean?
You mean like yeah.
I can see people like drawing that every time tally. That's what I mean. Like tallying up each time the clock tower rings, and you know that's just that kind of thing. I think is really cool, and it adds that that tension and pressure that the traitors, like if a traitor does that, then I think it's doing its job.
Imagine this was the crook that makes traitors function when they're arrested. Yeah, okay. At that point, that's harsh.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, that's
But
a
yeah,
terrible work.
I think I've seen people in the chat
difficult.
saying like, you know, you get with like a belfry, you get like a natural ring. So from the original version, this would replace the natural ring, so there wouldn't be an additional natural ring with this.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I've understood that correctly. And I could see us making it 6,000 instead of 5, maybe.
I mean,
and maybe keeping that natural ring in there just so that you know. It is in
like
effect 20.
like all of these initial big scary rolls, they come in, we play test them and do bits and pieces, right? So if we were to add this, then we would test it before. If
And
it
we
was
would
too
like
crazy,
look at what
we'd change it.
hours makes sense. Yeah.
But just like the idea of it, I think it's very cool, and so that's why I'm giving it a 5.
I think the clockmaker would have to adjust. I'm not sure how, though. That's honestly one of my big question marks.
Would Clockmaker adjust, or would it? I think it would have to do the first ring. Like, if the Fearmonger replaces the natural ring, then it would have to do the first one.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Or maybe just any of the, like, you know, 5, 6, 10, 11 ones like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What if the natural / belfry ring is at the same time? Does it count as 2?
I would say they can't ring at the same time.
Well, the belfry rings when you investigate them. So, you know, if you just investigate them on the 5th hour.
That's interesting.
Exactly. No, I think
I'd say
it would
it
have to count as 1.
Yeah, it would have to count as 1.
But that is interesting.
I do like that. That's fun because you can mitigate it. And also, it would be horrible if you didn't know it was the belfry.
Which they pretend, so you probably wouldn't.
You probably wouldn't, but
Ooh,
oh man.
horrible traitor, but I think I love them, so I'm also giving them a 5.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a good idea. Very nice.
I just think the flavor of this is so nice. I just love the idea of getting the tower to ring, and then the first time you're like, oh, that's a bit early. The second time you're like, oh wait, and then the third time you're like, oh no wait, I've only got like 5 more hours before I need to arrest them. It builds up the tension. I just think that's really good.
I do like that some of these rolls are coming out in kind of flavored sets, so that we could, it's just nice because it's like you can see that, like, with the damage and things, we try and have a little bit of a flavor to them and bits like that. So it's cool to see them coming out in these little things because it helps you like see fun interactions, like with other roles that would make sense with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, yeah, investigates belfry at 5 hours and then natural ring at 10 hours. Oh no, it's a Fearmonger again.
Yeah, true. But that's fun. That's how it should be. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
That's just the roll. Matt, it's a quirk. It's not a roll at all.
Yeah, there's some quirks in there, you know.
Well, it is the quirk Keen Eye by RSV Dark, and it reads, the partner is more likely to announce a pretending roll. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
I think it's nice. I think it's a double-edged sword.
You think so?
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, RSV Dark also mentioned this in their post about it, but it makes it more useful, but equally harder to confirm.
Yeah. I like that. That's a nice balance. I think that's a good quirk.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a nice simple. I'm not sure there's much more to say.
Mm. Very cool. Okay, let's see the next one. It is a meddler roll, The Lost Child by Debbie Elodie Asper, and it reads, I pick a non-surrounding role as my parent. I announce a general direction of where my parent is. If my parent dies or gets arrested, I become evil. If I picked an evil as my parent, I don't become evil if my parent dies or gets arrested. Oh, weird.
Last.
Oh, sorry? Yeah, or gets arrested last. Interesting.
Villain origin story.
Okay, it's Batman. That's a funky one. Why are the parents so far away? I kind of like this. It makes you. It's such an annoying role, which is why I think it works so well as a meddler.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think
because they're lost. Okay, do you know what? That's fine. That makes sense. I'll give you that one.
I think my only worry with this is that it has the same issue that the Milkman kind of has, where you kind of arrest everybody else and you're like, oh wait, I need to arrest this guy as well. So like, oh yeah, I forgot, Milkman's there. Go arrest them. And once you're like, oh, the case doesn't end. Oh wait, it's because of the it's because of the lost child. Yeah, because it doesn't give you much information, but it doesn't like. There's no reason not to just arrest him once you've arrested everybody else. Does that make sense?
Okay, well, what
obviously
do you give
that's
this?
Trickier in games where you don't necessarily have any evils there. Obviously.
Maybe they could paint their parents too. Oh, that's interesting. That opens up a whole can of worms, especially if they pick evil.
Yeah, because tainting underlings would be interesting.
It's not impossible though.
I think I'll give this one. Ooh, I think I might give this one a 3. I don't know. Maybe yeah. Go on.
I'll give this one a 4. I think it's a 4, but I want to test it because I don't know how well this would work, but it could be really, really good. I'm very it's hard to say. I feel like this is definitely one that needs testing.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it has promise. I'm gonna put it as a 4.
I could definitely be convinced by this one. I think.
Tainted underlings are a fun idea. Let's the command lie while looking for that kid. Oh no.
I mean, tainted underlings technically are already a thing because of the wannabe.
Yeah, that's true. And also bad cop, right? Oh, actually, no, the wannabe only.
No, no. Only wannabe can taint underlings, and they only taint themselves in a way.
Yeah.
Wannabes, as much as I love them, they are annoying in the sense that they're the only reason why someone can pretend to be a tainted role.
Currently.
But hopefully, I don't see that changing though.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at a new role. Let's go with. Oh, there's some new names in here. That's exciting. This is The Mechanic, an underling role by Snakey that reads: the clock tower rings at a time offset by a value between -2 and 2. I am within 2 steps of the clock tower. I lie and pretend to be a suspected role. Oh, again, this just causes all kinds of trouble. I don't hate this as well. I feel like this would fit nicely into the clock tower ecosystem.
Yeah, this one is. I actually quite like this one. It's a bit like we have another role called. We had another role in our testing called the Witness, which is a self-confirmed role, a bit like the Clockmaker, but that does things that but that have other roles that could affect it, so that it would appear as if they are not telling the truth. So this would be like the Clockmaker would still say the truth, but they wouldn't say when the clock tower rings, right?
Yeah.
And so that could cause, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of roles that make self-confirmed roles less self-confirm-y and more like hard to confirm. So I actually quite like this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. What happens if it makes it ring in like negative time?
I don't think that's possible. I would just say it's not possible. It would loop around. Like if it was -1, it'd be 23 hours or something.
Okay.
Oh yeah, little tidbit for you guys. I don't think it's ever said, but the clock tower will always ring sometime between 0 and 24.
Oh.
Can never ring after 24.
That's curious.
Currently in the game. Obviously that might change.
Kind of shit mechanic is breaking the clock tower. Whoa, Carlo. They're just sabotaging it, you know? They're doing their job, but in reverse.
I don't know if that's better.
I think to the wiki. Nice. I don't know if that's better. Oh, he's a good mechanic for the Syndicate.
That's what you mean, I see.
Wasn't witness in one of the Yogscast Games posts. Yes, they have access to builds that the public don't, and sometimes they take clips from it for promotional stuff. And I'm not sure if we told them that they accidentally clipped a role that wasn't supposed to be public, but
I think there's. I mean, to be fair, on our first trailer, we had a bunch of roles that were.
Oh, that's true.
That were testables.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I think the witness has been revealed somewhere.
Yeah, if I remember. It was just they announced the number of steps they are from the crime scene.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And the idea is that there are some roles that could hide where the crime scene is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like this one. I'm going to give this a solid 4. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a 4 works.
Okay, let's go to...
How are you supposed to get hired to fix the tower if you don't make your own job?
Wait,
Yeah,
kind of true. I see.
The mechanic breaks the tower to then repair it.
No, they need a specialist. Okay. A Mercenary Meddler by Yuriaxis?
Also, I'm amazed that our font can handle that character.
What, the Lambda symbol?
Yeah.
You're already...
I was expecting to have to replace it with just an A. But, yeah, it
I
is.
mean, it works. It reads, I pretend to be a good role with an ability. Instead of using the ability, upon the very first target being selected, I immediately act as a vigilante and reveal myself afterwards. I think that's kind of funny. You think it's a tailor, you pick the first thing and immediately shoots them. It's just kind of funny. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, I honestly think instead of acting as a vigilante, it should just kill them. And then it's a 5-on-5 perfect for me. Like, no, like... Because otherwise it just kills the evil ones, right?
Yeah.
But
Actually, I like that.
Immediately kill them.
I agree with your amendment. Make it just kill someone. Don't take that out of context. Make the role in the game should eliminate a role. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's reasonable.
But I do love the fact that it also immediately cuts you off. So like you could use it Taylor. You're like, okay, I want to check number 2 with number 5 because I know number 2 is good, so I'm gonna try number 5. And then it just immediately kills them. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be great. I mean, the best thing is if it pretends to be a vigilante at that point, and then you click someone, and then they die, and you're like, just another win for me. And then they reveal as mercenary, and you're like, no. It would almost be interesting if they didn't reveal themselves, if they did that, because then...
Ooh, so that they could pretend to be a vigilante and then actually just kill people.
And then they're really a true meddler in my eyes.
Ooh, I think revealing themselves is actually probably, I don't know, because then you have the problem of like, if they are pretending to be a tailor,
yeah,
then they only select one role, so how do you do it? Do they kill every role they select?
Well, it says select 2, and then you select the first one, and then it immediately kills them.
Yeah, but then what does it say? Right? Does it say anything?
It says, whoops, something like that, I guess. I don't know, something like, it's not what it looks like. I'm sure there could be some flavor text for it.
I do like whoops. That's very funny. Look, I think this is as written, I think it's a 4, 4.5. You know, being close to 5, but with very minor changes, I think this is a 5/5.
Okay, yeah. I killed X. No need to thank me. That's a great one. I love that.
That's what I mean. Like, I think there's also a new person in our Discord, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's very cool. Love to see it. Thank you for making some suggestions. I don't know if they'll
Yeah.
see this, but if they do, great roll. Let's keep going. Ooh, it is another not so French red roll, the Parade Marshal. It's an innocent that reads, whenever the clock tower rings, I announce a random row or column that contains no evil rolls. Well, that's very strong. If there are no rows or columns that have no evil, I announce it was fun while it lasted. When I am lying or tainted, I announce a random row, column with an evil roll in it. Maybe have Merc only sometimes kill to sow doubt. Yeah, that's not bad. The other thing you could do as well is if the Merc had like a thing that allowed it to select multiple roles, then you just randomize which from the selection is killed. That's another way you can handle it. The Parade Marshal is an interesting one. It seems very strong though to me. There's a lot of information, but only if you have tons of rings, but it could be really good. But it feels to me a bit like a mathematician in that, like, because it's so good, it's also so potentially damning. Where you can build worlds out of the Parade Marshal, and then if they're lying, it's just completely devastating.
Yeah, I mean that's what you have with a lot of like strong rolls.
Strong innocence. Yeah.
But to be fair, this sort of thing is actually quite probably not too hard to figure out if they're lying. That's the thing. Like certain rolls that are lying, like certain very strong rolls, or rolls that they're kind of easy to confirm, but still give you really valuable information. And this might fall under that.
Yeah, I can see it. Like if the Parade Marshal says a column that has the Fall Guy in it, for example, then you know,
something like that. Right?
You know, it's at least lying. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this a 4. I think it's solid.
I think a 4 is what I would give it as well.
Nice. Let's move on. Let's see. It's a new role, an underling called the Paralegal. After all roles are either dead or investigated, I become good, and others consider me as my disguise. I lie and pretend to be a suspected role. Oh. Oh, that's horrible. That's really horrible. I kind of like that. If I'm tainted, I do not become good. Effect does not apply before all addresses are investigated, meaning that all when investigated announcements will consider me as evil and an underling. Yeah, so this is very much yeah, this is kind of fun. I don't know. What do you think about this? It definitely gives an incentive to not investigate everyone immediately, which is kind of interesting.
Well, actually, in a way, it only does that if you have abilities to use. Because the only people that would consider them their disguise would be abilities after the fact.
Yeah, but it's the kind of thing where it's like your worlds change, right? So if you have roles like the Bloodhound or the Empath, the Therapist, who are giving you like positional information just passively, before you've investigated all roles, you can act on that information with confidence if you know that
That's
they're
true.
truthful. But then after you've investigated everyone, suddenly, even if you know that they're telling the truth, they might still be wrong because, the Paralegal has swapped sides.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, you wouldn't want to investigate if it was for play.
I think this is at the very least middling level difficulty, if not very hard. I think
I think this is pretty hard.
I kind of like it. I'm going to give it a 4. I think this needs some testing, but it could be very solid.
I think a 4 is that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm kind of finding it hard to wrap my head around like how this would actually play. So I think I'll give it a 4, just because I think it could be very good. I think it could also be really confusing and just one of those roles that causes me to get 100 battle reports.
Yeah, but that's fine though, because I think like that kind of thing will get mitigated with the new quality of life passes. It'll be alright.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the paralegal is one of those roles where the threat of it existing is almost going to be more scary than it actually existing.
Than what it does. Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's neat. So let's have a look at the next one. Let's see. The Phantom by Devi LND Asper. It reads, I lie, pretend to be a suspected role. If an untainted innocent included me or my disguise in their info, that part of their info is obscured. That's an unbling role. I like that. That's fun.
This is another one which is like, the idea on paper I think is kind of cool.
Oh, but just the code is going to be hell.
Implementing this would be so difficult, and I never wish to do so. Because implementing this would be absolutely awful.
I actually don't think it would be the end of the world.
It would be pretty bad.
Would it
Because
though?
most of the time, like every time this address, like the address of the Phantom, is used, like it's rare. Like roles don't know that their address has been seen by other roles in the code, so we would have to change that, and then we'd have to change when they find the actual role as well. Like we basically have to have a like who is asking for this information on everything.
No.
Work.
I think you're.
Am I overthinking it?
I think you're overthinking it. You could literally do all of the calculations as normal, get all of the announcements, and then when you do a pass after they give you their announcement string, and you just Control F for their role or
for their number.
address.
Yeah, but then you have some weird edge cases, which like if they're at address 1 and they check for address 10 or something, you know.
Oh yeah, but we can be. That's easy. We can be smart about
that. I mean, it's
no. That's flexing. We can do that. That's easy.
Well, I'm not as convinced, but
I've done that before. Let's just breaking down keys.
Is my
Listen, all I'm saying is that it is definitely possible to make.
Like what happens with mathematician?
What happens with the mathematician? Well, you're checking for hashtag.
Well, no, because the mathematician is included in their info.
Oh. Then it's always hashtag, so that's easy.
Well, no, because like my point is like the mathematician doesn't say anything that relates directly to Phantom, but does use the Phantom. See what I mean?
Well, that's fine. You just have some flavor text in the Phantom that says if a mathematician is in play, their number is obscured.
Yeah, but my point is making that is going to be annoying. You know, I'm still on the making it. It's annoying.
No, that's fine because you can it's easy to you can regex for numbers.
But not all numbers. That's my point. Because like a reporter just pointing to like a mobster beside wouldn't need to be obscured.
Yeah.
So like you need to somehow have a system that can obscure the mathematician's number that is completely unrelated to the Phantom, while also not obscuring other numbers that could be the exact same number.
Yeah, but
because of other information.
Okay, wait. We shouldn't talk about this here. I think that's very much doable, but that's okay.
I think you're not seeing all the edge cases. This is gonna.
It would cause a lot of edge cases for sure, but I think it's doable. Let's have a look. What are you giving this then out of 5?
I'll give this I'm giving this a 3 just because oh my god, it would be so much pain.
I'll give it a 3 as well for the same reason. I think it's really cool, but it is hard to make. It's annoying. But that's not their fault.
It's kind of thing that's on paper I think is very, very good, but when my brain is just like, I would have to make this.
Alright. This is a meddler role by Darkanov, which I don't think we've seen before here, so that's really cool.
I think it's another new person.
It is the homeless. I start investigated and with no address. Other roles cannot see me unless I am lying or tainted. Interesting. So it's kind of like the hide mechanic from the docks.
Kind of, but you still see them.
Yeah, but you still see them, but other roles can't.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think this one's curious.
Another recruiter immune medal. I guess it's true. Can our weatherman refer to homeless? No, they wouldn't have an
No,
address.
they have an address.
Hmm.
Does bring up some questions, like if an evil role is pretending to be a homeless, do they still have no address?
Well, yeah, they would have to have no address.
At which point, like, they can still like not be seen by certain roles because you can't point to a no address role.
Yeah.
Or like the mathematician couldn't put them in there because they don't have an address. Well,
Yeah, that would be brutal as well because it really does hide evils. Yeah, they could just all have address 0, that's true. Giving them all address 0 is actually really interesting because then like mathematicians and things still work.
Well, kind of, but then.
And yeah, it would just be shared between all homeless. They'd all just have 0.
Yeah. Maybe. It's an interesting idea.
The other thing you could do is have them share an address that is... Actually, no, that doesn't work. So, I was going to say you could have them share an address that is the sum of all homeless addresses. As in, like, you know, if it was in, like, 2 and 3, then all homeless would have the address 5. But then if you also have a role with the address 5, then it's just going to get so confusing.
Yeah.
Well, I like this. I think this is probably a 3 for me because you'd need to tweak it, I think. And it's a bit confusing, so I'd want to test it. But I think it's definitely an interesting concept, and I like the idea of it. I love 25. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I think a 3, and just because it's a bit unclear what they would actually do.
Well,
in a way,
it's a role that does the same thing when lying, right? Which is already hard.
Supposedly they don't, because like a reporter could still point to them if they are lying.
Oh, that's true. But how would they point to them? That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
Like, yeah, it's that's kind of what's unclear, right? But
it is interesting. Okay.
Well, sadly, I must actually depart. I'm gonna have to leave you for the end of the stream.
Okay. I will see you later then. Thank you for joining.
Bye, yeah.
Matthew.
Thanks everybody for watching, and have a good end of stream. Hopefully Luke will have some good takes on the rest. So bye everyone. I don't know how many I pressed. I know there's one that I really like remaining.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's one from, I think it's RSV Dark, has another one that I think you'd like a lot as well. That's coming up, if I'm not mistaken.
Alright, yeah,
but
I see it.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Have a good night.
And then it was just us, chat. It's just us. We can be a little bit bigger now. Also, I realised that my guy's not been talking this entire time. Should I fix that? Yeah. I think it's right here, right? Is that working now? Nice. Okay. Let's give this a go, shall we? Let's keep doing some more rolls. Another roll by Darkenelf is the Protected Witness. It's a meta role that reads, I pretend to be a suspected innocent role that gives information. I never lie and cannot be tainted. I pretend to be a suspected innocent role that gives information. I never lie and cannot be tainted. I see why this is annoying. Because at first you're like, this is just very good. It's just an extra innocent role that gives information. But then because they can't ever lie, if an evil underling pretends to be them, then they're telling the truth even when normally they wouldn't. So you could get something like a mobster who tells the truth, and that might throw off a lot of calculations. Which puts it in a very interesting position. What do we think about this, chap? I think this is pretty strong. It can't be pretended as. It's a pretending role. Oh, that's true. That's actually... Yeah, that's a good point. In which case, I don't see the point in this roll. I'm confused about what this is supposed to do. Am I missing something? Mostly hides what meddlers are in play. I see, so it's... Okay, that makes sense. That's tricky. I think that's kind of like potentially worse than a drunkard. That is really quite a mean one. I think I'm going to give that a 3, just because that might just be really, really hard. But I could, see that going up or down. But it's so tough. They never lie, which is nice, but then it's going to mess up all of your ratios. So it's definitely giving you useful info, but it's also like messing up your ratios and things. So you're going to be looking at shadows, right? Meddlers can't be tainted currently. I don't know how many. Yeah, there are some weird things where meddlers can be tainted, but I'm not sure if any are in the demo. Imagine having ratios. 0 ratio quirk always. True. Yeah. Okay. You've convinced me. I'll bump it up to a 4. I think it has legs. I think it's just very confusing on the surface, just because it's like so. It almost seems like just another townsfolk, or innocent. But then it's. I've been playing Blood on the Clock Tower a lot recently, and it has been messing up my terminology. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. So. Okay. I realize I'm massively overheating. So give me a second. I'll be right back. We have more rolls to go through. I'm gonna get some water real quick. I'll be like 2 minutes. 1 second. Bam, and we're back. Everyone's dreaming. I've got water. I can hydrate now. Yippee! Thank you very much for waiting. Sorry, you'll have to bear with me. The heat wave is crazy. I just felt myself getting a bit lightheaded, and I was like, I gotta get some ice. Okay. The protected witness. Yes, we've just gone through this. I give this a 4. Interesting. What temp is it there? Let me check. It is outside 33 degrees, and I expect it's about 4 degrees hotter in my room. You'll have to convert that to Fahrenheit if you don't use Celsius. I think it's about 95, 98 outside, or something like that. I can't quite remember. I don't know Fahrenheit. Dang, stay safe. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Problem is my computer is very good at venting the heat out of it. But that heat is then vented onto me, and that is problematic when it gets really hot. Immune to the heat. What's that they say? 25, 35. Well, 33, but somewhere around there. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. And the humidity as well is the other thing that's doing it, because the humidity is like, what's it right now? I think it's like 80%, which is terrible. It's so bad. Let's go find it. Oof, yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It just locks all the heat in, and it means like you just like anytime like you sweat or anything, it like won't evaporate off you, so you're just like cooking. It's so bad. But oh man. You freeze to death under 21C. My sister lived in Singapore for a bit, and she had a similar situation where when she came back to the UK, she was like always in jumpers no matter the temperature because it was so cold. But I like my 20 degrees. You know, that's my nice temperatures. But let's get back into it. All right. What's next on the list? Let's see. It's a quirk by Sequest that reads, "Unpaid interns. The first time a meddler is arrested, all other meddlers become good." Now this is a funny one. I like this because obviously it does the hard counter to the recruits function. So if you forget it's there, then you can really mess yourself up. Are there other meddlers that you really want to arrest? I think there's I don't know, in the demo though. Let me check. Let's see. 18 degrees is a nice summer day. Yeah. Give me 18C. It could be a little hotter if you want, as long as the wind makes it feel like it's 18C still, then I'm happy. That's so cold. Oh man. One of the things as well is like, it's our infrastructure in the UK is so cursed. Like we had like all of the like cement and concrete and stuff is just like melting in places. It's really bad. It like traps all the heat in. This is fun quirk. I could definitely see this being in here. It might be a bit too niche in like for it to be constraintless, but I could see, especially with some fun, like with some simple constraints to it, I could definitely see this being fun. Okay, I think this is the role Matt was talking about. It is. Oh wait, no, it's not. Sorry, it's by RSV Dark. It's the Wraith. It's an underling that reads, "I obscure 3 characters from every announcement. While I am alive and not arrested, I lie and pretend to be a suspected role." Oh, I saw this. Okay, so when it's saying characters, it's not referring to roles, it's meaning actual characters like A, B, C, etc. So this just obscures kind of randomly everything. It could obscure numbers and things like that. This I really like. Also, the AC stopped working at the airport. Oh, that's so tragic. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I was trying to like look at AC for here, and I was looking into it and I was like, yeah, you can get AC. Oh, excellent! I found some good solutions. It's like, when will they be able to like get here and set everything up and everything? It's like, it'll be done like going into November, and it's like at that point it's winter. Now there's the argument that AC can make things warm as well, but I don't know. I feel like the best bet at this point is to wait till winter and then get it. But anyway, yes, Luigi Superfans got it dead on. It really does just obscure characters like that. Now, this only obscures 3 characters from every announcement, but honestly, if you ask me, it should be higher. I like the idea that it's a percentage. So maybe it's like 20% of the message is obscured. That way, I think it'd be kind of more consistent. Because otherwise, like, roles that yap a bunch, like the mailman, are barely touched. But if it's like, you know, maybe 40 to 20% or something, then we got some good stuff. Wait, what? Why? Sorry, my overlay. Why is my stuff crashing? What's happening? Oh, I see. Apparently we hit a follower goal. I don't know what that is, but we've done it. Thank you very much. And the announcement confused my OBS dramatically. Removable consonants. Okay, yeah, we could do some. You could do some crazy things. I'm not sure if any of you guys catched it, but for Pride Month, the other day, I think literally yesterday, on Wednesday, the Oxcast ran a live Blood on the Clock Tower stream, and in that, they showcased a bunch of, like, I think they're called laurels in Blood on the Clock Tower, but I'm not actually sure what their true, real, official name is. But in their game, anyway, it was a bunch of hats, and the hats did a bunch of fun things. Let me see if I can pull up a photo of what they did, because it was on the script somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Let's put that over here, put that over there. Bro. So these were the this is what I was talking about here. These roles. I'm not sure how well that's going to come through on the stream. I apologize. But this is like these lyrics. They changed the way that like the people in the game were able to speak. So you have like the god of Og, which is like meant to sound like the caveman kind of when wear Ughat must speak one sound at a time but vote twice. If fail, pass Ughat kind of thing. And then that's like the classic one, God of Og. And then they made a bunch of other ones that make you speak in all kinds of crazy ways. But like the God of Me that makes them like talk in certain tenses and things like that. Very fun. So you could definitely have some roles that do like a similar thing, maybe like makes roles have to like do weird announcements. There's something in there, I'm sure, but those are very fun. And if you haven't seen the stream, definitely check it out. Place, there you go. But yeah, so I think the Wraith is a 4 because I think it's really neat. But I'm only giving it a 4 because it would be a 5 if it was changed to be like 20% or 30%, as opposed to just 3 measly characters. We can obscure more than that. We got it. But I like it. I think it's really good. So these are all, I believe, wife and jealousy related. Because last time on the stream, we were talking about the wife mechanic and how like if they have a kind of role that's like if they say like I'll never forgive my partner, then they're like confirmed good. And I was wondering if you guys had any roles that basically we could use as either kind of counterplays to the meta of knowing they're always good and things like that. And so these I think are what Matt has compiled of your responses to that call. Let's have a look, shall we? The first one is by Stick. It's the ex-lover. It is a meddler role, and it reads, I make the wife jealous. I pretend to be a suspected role. I only lie if I am surrounding the wife or their partner. If I am tainted, I do not make the wife jealous. This is just a nice one. Making the wife jealous. is you know, obviously that's the counter to the play there. It makes you think that there's potentially a mistress in play, and then making them lie when they're next to the wife or the partner, I think is quite funny as well. Obviously, it would be constrained so that it could only appear when the wife is on the board. But I think that's nice because it opens up much more potential, I think, for it. You would still know the wife is truthful. That's true, but you're now going to probably be looking for the mistress or the ex-lover, but like you can't immediately like find positionally where they are, or at least you can't make the assumption that you know where they are. So I think that's still it's a nice one. I think it's definitely a meddlery role. So I'll give this a 4. I think I like this. This is definitely the kind of thing I was kind of looking for. Let me have a quick read through. I take this. Let's remove 3 letters, such numbers from all announcements. Yeah, I mean it would be from each. Yeah. But I want it to be more. Wait, hold on. Was it every third? It wasn't, right? I need to go back and check. Was it every third? No. It was just 3. Yeah. Okay. I'm not crazy. Okay. Let's keep going. This is the model. It's an idea from RSV Duck. An underling that reads, I taint one innocent role adjacent to the wife, and every role pretending to be the wife. I make all lying wives jealous. When I'm in play, the wife is suspected, and at least one role has the appearance of a wife. So this is interesting. So this could just make wives on the boards that are just pretending. I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. And mechanically, it's pretty neat. I like what it's trying to do. Yeah, it's a bit brutal for the wife. It's very brutal, these roles, but I guess it's kind of what you know, the flavour that this is currently living in. We've been playing around with tweaking some of these, like flavour-wise, to be less mean to the poor wife, but we'll see. What do I give this? So, it's kind of brutal. I kind of really like it. What do we think, chat? I'm going to give this a 4. Wait, this doesn't pretend. Oh, it doesn't. That's a good point. It probably should pretend. Okay, yeah. RSV Dark is saying it should. Wait, hold on. RSV Dark, your Twitch name isn't... I've been reading it as RSV Dark the entire time, but I just realised that is not what your name is in chat at the moment. That really threw me off. I was like, what is going on? Oh, I see. Okay. So, yeah, I like this. I'm gonna give this a 4. Let's see. Yeah, well, actually, what does this do when it's tainted? I guess it just doesn't taint the role adjacent to the wife. Yeah, decides and pretends to something special. That makes sense. I can see that. Yeah, this would be really mean. I like it. Give this a solid 4. I want to play around with it. It looks neat, especially if it pretends. Very cool. I like the idea of especially for some roles that have like requirements, like the wife and the mistress, having something that like effectively guarantees like the wife is suspected and one role has the appearance of it, even if they like, so that even if they're not in play, you can still have things that like appear like they are, and you can have. I think it alleviates some of the like possible over constraining that like these roles have when they're kind of building around roles that already have constraints on them, like the wife. So let's have a look at this one. It is a quirk by TJ that reads, Unreal Betrayal. The wife will be jealous when they are lying or tainted. Oof. I mean, that's just a mean one. I think that's actually quite... Let me think about that for a second. Because I think that makes normal, like, standalone wives much harder to prove. That's kind of mean, actually. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that would be a good quirk. Oh man, even the... Oh, that's so... It hides, like, the mistress wife so well, too. You just can't trust it anymore. Yeah, very true. I think this really does help evil pretending as wives, like, dramatically. Yeah, I really like that quirk. I could see that quirk going into the game, to be honest. Very, very cool. Very cool. I know I said earlier that I'm working on secret things, and it does touch on a lot of quirk stuff, so I'm interested on it. Very cool. I think spill beans. No, I can't. Especially now that Matt's gone, I can't. I have to hold myself back, and it's the worst. Okay, how about this? I'll tell you about some other stuff that's going on. So, if you haven't seen it already, on the Jupery main game page, you'll see that you can download the demo and some other bits and pieces, but you'll also see that you can now join the Jupery playtests. You might be able to spot that. And I don't think it's been really noticed, but it is there, and we'll be announcing more about it soon. Whoa, sorry, I just got blasted by the Steam trailer music. But if you're curious about what that means, and what that's to do with, obviously you guys know that the hang on, I'll post a link to it so you guys can just like find it immediately. I don't know if this info is okay. You might get apologies if you get hit by sound again. Yep, sorry about that. Okay. You can find it right here. Actually, that's the demo. Not there. In the main game. You can click it at the very top of the page. Oh my god, sorry. I'm so sorry. I keep spelling the demo. There you go. That one. The one without the demo on the end. You're doing great. Thank you. Okay. Well, the playtest is going to be really cool. So again, we'll announce more stuff about this closer to the time when they're going to start. But you can think of the playtests as like so right now the demo is got the formula for that is kind of going to stay the same, right? So you have like the one region, you have I think something we're about like 40 something roles in there, plus the time exclusive roles that are in there currently. We're at 50 roles. Now these time exclusive ones are going to be in the main game, but they're kind of cycling in and out of what's in the demo, because the demo is already quite fully fledged. I mean, we've seen people literally with like 200 plus hours in here looking at you, RSV Darker. We don't want to expand it too much, but we want to keep you guys engaged whilst we're working on the main game. And so the solution to that is we're swapping out, oh my gosh, those are super fun, very nice. We're kind of cycling these roles out so you guys can get like a taste of stuff that you haven't experienced before, but without like adding so much to the demo that it may as well be the full thing, right? You guys already know that we've got like extra regions and things with unique mechanics and tons of roles. It's going to be like 200 roles. So there's a ton in the main game that's going to be there. A bunch, along with a bunch of stuff that you don't know about that I'm working on behind the scenes. So it's going to be really cool. And my secret project, right? So that modding support, all of that will be in the main game. And so the demo is like a cut down version of it where it's, just a very tight selection of roles. from the original selection, plus some limited ones, which are kind of cycling in from the main game, which gives us an opportunity to kind of like test them and improve them whilst working on the main game as well. So it's a nice like balance, but that first set of time limited, time exclusive roles that are kind of cycling in and out. The first set of those are obviously started with Next Fest. They're going to change out, I think, next Friday, I want to say. You can open the demo and I'll tell you when it's going to go exactly. And I'm really excited for the second wave. But the playtests are kind of like a level above the demo. They're that in-between space where for a limited window, the playtest will go live, but for maybe for some period of time. It'll be relatively short, no longer than a week, maybe just a weekend. We'll see. And it will have like big systems that you haven't seen before for testing purposes. So we're talking about things like playing regions or testing systems that aren't in the demo and things like that. So there'll be limited spaces and it will be for limited windows of time, but you'll be able to experience and give us like really important feedback on those like kind of much more dramatic things that just can't be in the demo because it's too it's too much to add to the demo on its own, if that makes sense. But unlike the demo, which you can keep playing, these playtests, you'll be able to play them for that kind of limited window, and then it will be revoked until the next playtest, if that makes sense. So if you're interested in doing a bunch of fun things with that, and testing out essentially new regions and some bits and bobs, then sign up for the playtest because it's going to be really cool. More news about them and what more exact details, because we're still setting it up and organizing things. I don't want to promise things that aren't true, but more information will come soon, I'm sure. It'll be a great time. Playing as I watched, the weatherman just died as I investigated them, but the roles they were pointing out were still highlighted. That might be a bug. Oh, that probably is a bug. Please submit a bug report in game and explain that. That would be really, really cool. I guess that could break. Thank you. Would do a full video / audio recording going through it. I think that would be cool. I don't know if that's allowed. I think it would be. I don't know how I don't know how we'd stop it, to be honest. I think that's probably fine. We'd have to. If that's not fine, it will tell you it's not fine. But I think recording it is okay. I don't know how these playtests work, to be honest. Because it's either the thing where it's like, because it's like test systems, it's not allowed to be streamed, or maybe it isn't. I don't know what I'm talking about, so I probably shouldn't mention it. But it's probably fine. We'll see. But that kind of decision is not made by me, so I don't know. But if it is allowed and you do record it, then I would love to see it, because I always like watching you guys play. It's fun. It's fun to see. It's interesting to see what patterns you guys have. Oh, just for dev feedback? Oh, then yeah, that would be very useful. I think that's going to be really important, just to see like how people go. We'll be doing some testing stuff with like the new sets soon. So some of the stuff coming out for like in a week's time. I've already started kind of testing some of those, and they're very fun. I do like them. There's one that I want to tweak, but that should be easy enough. I just need to add a constraint to it. I hit an error trying to report the bug. Oh no. Take a screenshot and put that in the forum and tag it as a bug. That's not good. Are you playing an old save? Not that the bug reporter shouldn't break. I suppose none of it should break. Wow. But that is, I think, the bug reporter is bugged. Yeah. The bug shouldn't break, I think Lucas stated. I shouldn't be. That should be a truthful statement. That is, I think, all of the roles that were prepared. But if you guys have got any questions or anything, I'm happy to chat for a bit. I was tempted to do a... no, it's a new save. Ah, that's really weird. I hope that's not what I'll have to look into that. It's always daunting when things like that break, because they really shouldn't. I'll let Matt know that's a thing, and we can probably look into that as priority. Maybe next week for my doc rolls. Did you show the associate? I did not. Why is Jupiter addictive? Assuming that's Jupery. I think, in my eyes, I feel like it's the satisfaction of solving a puzzle. It's very... There's just something fun about having that aha, like, I figured it out kind of thing. My jealousy rolls didn't make it in. Oh no. Well, Matt said earlier on that he ran out of time looking through all the rolls. So if you didn't see your rolls today, then I'm sure you will see your rolls at some point. Like we'll keep doing roll things. But I think today with the heat wave and everything, it's funny because normally Matt isn't in the UK and like he's stuck in the UK for the heat wave. So we're all suffering collectively. So everything's been a bit kind of messed up. So apologies for not getting to everyone's stuff. I made a new fan post about the bug report bug. Thank you very much. I'll go to it and add Matt in it so that he knows to check it out, because yeah, it's kind of like the bug report thing breaking is like, in my eyes at least, it's pretty top priority, because that should not happen. Yeah, there you go. Sorted. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Oh man, it's so hot. Well, the I think I'm happy. I'm really excited for the new roles to come out. Did you guys see that obviously we had recently the social deduction forum open up and people being able to tag that. We had so many people join the Discord in the last few, like in the last week, we've had hundreds of people join, which is insane. And so, we've seen kind of like like so many people come in and give us like tons of feedback, and we've been listening to all of it and reading through all of the channels. I know that I like try and especially like the discussions chat and all of the like bits and bobs. I've been reading through it all, and there's so much to get through. I mean, like I get like an example. Like obviously this isn't the main chats and things, but like the first game of Social Dedupery, which if you haven't seen it, like a bunch of the community have made like a social version of the anti-social deduction game, and have been playing it together in a channel in the new social forum like section, and that's got like over 5,000 messages in that thread alone, and that's like 2-3 days old. It's crazy to see. And I'll try to avoid talking too much about the game itself because it's still ongoing and I'm a part of it. But I've been having fun. I think it's a very cool take on how you would turn Dupree into a social game. So very neat there. And I've been having a look at a bunch of the like the puzzles and things that people have put out. Like I know that I think it was like Daniel David guy who made like a ton of like new puzzles that are going in there, and those were really cool, and I was definitely looking through and like trying to solve those. So I've just been really enjoying it. It's just so fun to see like the community really kind of thriving. Yeah, so it's, I don't know, it's really cool. Those were from a few months ago. I'll be making new ones. Yeah. I'd love to see them, because I don't know, especially the way you make them so that they're kind of like static. I really love seeing those because I just think they're cool. I just solve them on my own. Just sat in the corner. I've been playing more, as I was saying earlier. That's why I've been like mixing things up. I've been playing more like Blood on the Clock Tower recently with like friends and things. Last night I was playing in the unofficial Blood on the Clock Tower server as well. It's so different being a player in those games than it is like watching them or running them. It's so like so intense to be given like certain roles and be like, oh my gosh, especially when it's like not people you know. I think that's like the big difference for me. Like when it's like a friends, it makes it kind of nice and simple. But when it's like especially strangers, it's really intimidating. So it's really cool to see like people kind of, I know it's like not in voice but it's still in text and things, but it's still nice to see people like giving it a shot and like especially experimenting with new rules for like the social delivery stuff. It's cool to see how that's all come together. But yeah. Oh man, I've been programming my like secret things like later into the night because of the heat wave. So it finally cools down enough to open up the engine and do stuff. It's hang on. Oh, I'm there anyways. Fire. True. Yeah, sometimes you come back and it's been like 4 hours and the game has progressed by like 200 messages and there's a new theory and you're like, oh, excellent, let's see. Oh, I'm evil in this theory. Well, not so good. Oh, you were given the gaslighter role. Have fun with those people you've never played with before. Yeah, it does definitely have that vibe. You're like, oh, cool. Or you're like, I'm like a really important role and I don't know who I can trust or socially read. And so now I just have to effectively pick someone at random to like trust in. But I'm also like, I've played like a few games, but I'm actually quite a noob at Blood on the Clock Tower. I was talking to some people who were calling themselves beginners. I was like, how many games have you played? And they were like, yeah, only like 30. And I was like, okay, well, I've played less than 30 games. I'm definitely not a pro player of Blood on the Clock Tower. But I want to play more. I want to get into it more. I've got like, I've been making some maps in Minecraft. Basically inspired by the Yogscast because they have their Blood on the Clock Tower Minecraft stuff, and it's one of the things that inspired me to make Jupri with everyone at the start was watching their games, and so coming in and I'm trying to make my own map and play that with my group is been something I've been pushing to do, and it's really cool. In fact, actually, do you want to see it? I don't know if I should stream it. This is kind of like extra random stuff. But if you're interested, let me know in chat and I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys around. And we'll have like maybe a 15-minute window before my room becomes hellish temperatures. So and I have to stop, but we can give it a go. What are people saying? It is nice to have a self-sustaining community. Yeah, it's so good because I remember like. Jupri is the first game that, for us as a company anyway, that like the community has really like picked up on it and has kind of really been like building things around it, like all the stuff that we've been making. And so it's really lovely to like come into the streams, for example, and have people watching and things. It just makes life so much easier, and it's so lovely to see it. It's like a big source of inspiration, and like I guess like lifting pressure to keep things in line, because like for example, like if we like didn't, in a week's time or something when the change came and we didn't like release the new roles, then I know I'd have people being like, where are they? Whereas, in previous projects, if like we didn't do a change, or, like no one said anything, it's like if no one's seeing this or like complaining about it in a way, then how do nobody cares. But now it's like, yeah, a lot of people care, and that's really lovely. In a semi-stressful but good way. I wish I was awake when the game started. I would have loved to play. I'm sure they'll run another one, and I think like there'll be a lot of tweaks after this first game, because there was a lot of like rules and things in the first variation that I think just through like play testing, I think are going to get balanced slightly. So there'll definitely be another opportunity to play. I think it's I think it'll be nice. Daniel David Guy says, I have no idea what's going on with the social deduction game, since by the time I found out it existed, there were already 1,000+ messages about it. Yeah, that's kind of yeah, that makes sense. Basically, if you can check out on the wiki, they've made on the wiki there's like a page that talks about the rules. I'm sure I'll post about it somewhere. Yeah. Let's see. Here you go. So there's, I'll read through it, but I'll put the link in chat so if you want to have a look through yourself. Basically, it was Gur in the Discord who like kind of started the whole thing up. But the rules are basically the base dupery, but good players like will learn their appearance as their role when they start. Evil players will learn their actual role as their role. Evil players learn what everyone's actual role and appearance is. So basically, any evil role gets the entire entire board's knowledge. But when they do their announcement and things, they have to kind of lie, and like their truthfulness on their statements have to follow their original rules, and like their pretending rules and things like that. So the con man can't lie, and etc. They have to give you a truthful announcement, but you can choose what that announcement is. And there's a ton of rules, and there's some interesting things like the lies don't have to necessarily be like valid in the dupery sense. There's weird roles like any of the meddlers, they don't know that they're the actual meddler, like the wannabe and the role the wannabe are kind of revealed as. They both see themselves as the underling that has been revealed, and so they don't know what team they're on and things like that. There's a lot of funky things, and I think you should read it if you're interested, like the rules in there. But yeah, it was certainly an interesting thing to have something like the wannabe in the first game ever. That was definitely a choice. But yeah, that's been a whole thing. Yeah, I won't talk too much about the current state of affairs as the game is still technically going. But as an innocent partner, things are looking weird. Things are looking rough. Yeah, lying wife can point to a non-adjacent innocent. Yeah, there's a bunch of there's so many weird things going on. But yeah, so did people want to see the Blood on the Clock Tower map in Minecraft or not? Because I can actually do not. I'm just gonna show it. I'm just gonna do it. Sure. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Alright, let's speed it up. Okay, give me a quick second. So the build is basically done. Like the actual like visuals of it are finished, but there are some parts of the I guess like the mechanical side of things that are not. I hope my computer fans are not too loud. I can hear them revving up to deal with the temperature that running modded Minecraft is going to do to my poor room. Okay. Let's jump in, shall we? Okay, here we go. Hopefully this doesn't like immediately crash. Oh, excellent, it doesn't. Okay. Well, let's go up here. Nice. So this is our like I guess Blood on the Clock Tower map. A lot of this was built by Lydia. Because she's, I don't know, just kind of cracked at building things in Minecraft. She's very good. So it kind of, if you've ever seen the Minecraft Blood on the Clock Tower stuff, then we've tried to emulate a bunch of kind of similar things. So for example, this game has proximity chat. So you can, you're talking through the game, right? And you have like the classic simple voice mod if you haven't seen it. But there are these like auto group things. So like for example, like the bazaar is one of the rooms. So in like Blood and Clock Tower, after you've kind of talked in the town square for a bit, during the daytime you can kind of branch off and talk to people individually in different private spaces. And to do that in here, when you walk into a space, you automatically get moved into like an isolated like chat group, so that anybody who like enters this room can only hear people who are in the same room as you. So that is kind of how we've done that. And then particles like appear at the entranceway to any of the rooms that let you basically know that somebody is inside the room, so that you don't just accidentally run in and catch a bunch of people revealing their evil schemes to each other, you can see like here's like an abattoir. There's like a bunch of like hanging meats and things in here. We've got like a gazebo, which is like a very small room. We've got like a big tavern. It's got like a few floors and things in here. And there's like a top floor to it. You can enter through various doors. And there's all kinds of like little kind of secret things. You can kind of see like on the side that like the debug like location stuff is going to be changing as I kind of enter new rooms. And then yeah, it's like there's a little place over here with like a big little bench and things. And like what I was thinking for like if we do get like a Blood on the Clock Tower script that's like Jupri themed, get like a resource pack that basically makes the entire game like black and white except for like lanterns and things that like illuminate stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then yeah, you can see we've got like these are some of the player houses. Like this is the green player house. There's a nice little windmill. And yeah, so I don't know, maybe one day in the future, if I can figure out how to run this without like doxing myself, it'd be cool to get some like community games run on the server, and we can kind of do some live games. I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't know how interested like the Jupri community stuff would be with doing Minecraft stuff. I don't know what the overlapping circles are. But there's a bunch of like little secret things, like this little pop-up guy, and there's tons of like little hidden things all around the world. But yeah, so from a more mechanical side, like if you're a storyteller, then you have these like books, and I've tried to make it so that anybody can run this. So in each of these books, like anywhere it's blue, you can click it to run commands. So this is like setting up for the first night, so you can kind of like teleport around and just run things, like set the phases, and then like It's okay, Luke, you can doctor yourself. Ah, yeah, I see. And then like this is like this has like all kinds of bits and bobs that you can do for like, controlling the state of the game. And like, let's say that you're a storyteller and you're running everything. Like the way that like the Grim and stuff works is you have like this command block wouldn't be here obviously, but you'd have a like this room here. The way it works, it's like each one of these shulker boxes represents like a player and their house. So every house has like a chest in it, and when you open up these shulkers and put like a role inside it, like for example, like the mayor that might look like this, you could put that inside like this, and then press this button, and then like the inventory effectively gets transferred into the house. So that way, if you're in the black house and then like you basically say that all of the information has been shared, they can check their chest, see that they're the mayor. But when they take the book out, or if they leave it in there, it doesn't matter, because this shulker is always on this always stays the same for you. It's not like linked. It just duplicates this into theirs. So if ever, when you're running the game, you can always just like right click this and be like, oh, they're the mayor. Or this clipboard on the side, you can write notes and things in here, which is useful for like pre-baking information, like clock numbers or things like that, right? And this way, like games can be run back to back, and you can do things. And I've got like the 3 basic Blow on the Clock Tower scripts in here, so you can kind of make your own scripts and things. Kind of cool. And then yeah. It will also automatically, when you like run the game and set it all up, it'll basically hack all the signs and write the name of players who are in those houses. So you won't only know like, oh, the black house has this, but then you won't know who's in the black house. It'll say like the black house, but then on the sign it will also say the name of who was in the black house, if that makes sense. So it's cool. It should be like really useful. And then, like, for example, if you're the spy, you can just teleport them into that room, remove the buttons that allow them to override states, and then literally they can just look in all of the notes and see what's going on there until they're ready to leave. And then you have to imagine this bit, because this is kind of some of the stuff where it's like not quite working. So this actually does work. You just need to be like, the game isn't live right now, so there's no white player or anything. But like these lanterns, they allow for some cool things. So they look like this when they're lit, and then there's a pale version of this one here. I'll just show you. That is like a bluer for if you're a ghost and you're doing your ghost vote. And then when you're like executed, you get teleported into this this cage. And then like this obviously will be like remote, but you then get like slowly lowered down, and then you get turned into a ghost and teleported back into your seat. And this is just using some create mod stuff. It's kind of cool. And it'll play a sound effect and do a bunch of stuff. It'll be neat. And yeah, Minecraft is my favorite programming language. Minecraft is it's so annoying, man. I've tried to minimize command blocks as much as possible, so I've moved out and I've like written a data pack for this world so that I don't have to deal with that. But I was talking to some people recently who do like Minecraft events and things, and they were saying how like I should probably use some like scripts to escape command blocks entirely, which sounds sensible, but I'm almost finished now, so it feels like kind of a waste. Also, I like the birds up here. But yeah, there's all kinds of like weird Easter eggs and things in here. I think I'll show you one of like the biggest Easter eggs. I won't, just in case we ever do run these games, I won't show you how to get here. Like if we escape the confines of the world, then just like break down. Oh, apparently I need to do that here. There you go. I have like there's like a, this is the most crazy one probably, but there's like a backroom secret zone. That game's kind of crazy. Yeah, this kind of thing's always a bit messed up. I do enjoy it though. But yeah. I think, yeah, I'm a big fan of this the map and things so far. What do you think? Fun map? Yeah or no? Do we rate it, or is it too crazy? It was, yeah, it was flickering. Yeah. You know, if you ever get to play in here, you can go and experiment. Yay, nice. Also, because the map is really big, players will start with this feather that lets them run much faster. So they can, anytime they want to move quickly, they can just like hold this and zoom around. And we'll probably extend like the day phase a little bit just so people can get around, because especially like during the first few plays, it's going to be a bit, you know, a bit crazy. Like learning where everything is. But generally speaking, if it's the closer to the center it is, it'll be good. And then any building with like colored banners on it like this are a player house. So this, for example, is the black player house, which is literally a cave, which is incredible. So yeah, you can go to the Goblin Cave if you want. But just to like give you an idea of what like night phase looks like. So yeah, at night time everything looks very fun. You get the cool shader stuff. And there's lots of different places and little you know, signposts to let you know. A house of my choice. Oh, I don't know which one's my favorite. There's a few fun ones. But yeah, the other thing as well, like when you're inside a house, this is something that like I actually don't quite know how. I like the Minecraft one. Like like a lot of this has been me guessing how the York's cast's Blood on the Clock Tower actually works, and then just trying to build it. So I don't know if the methods I'm using are even remotely close to what they're doing. But at least for like at night time during the night phase, so people don't just like look out the window and see people like moving around and things. I have like a thing that like veils all the windows, so like you can't see outside of them at night. So and like you're not allowed to open doors and things. So there's a little bit of trust involved, obviously, but you know, it just like kind of causes all of the buildings. For the cave, it just creates this wall because like otherwise it's really hard to look. You can technically see like this and this, but I don't think that's going to give anything away, even if you are looking. But you know, yeah. So I tried to think ahead. You know, I've tried to try to do smart things, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, there you go. I hope you guys like this little glimpse into this. It's yeah, very cool. I think Lizzie's done a great job with some of these builds. It's incredible. And I cannot wait to play the first game, which I think is going to happen later this week, maybe on Friday. So if that does happen, I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, that's a little glimpse into what I was doing in Minecraft. Yeah, there you go. I'll move it back here. Oh, I have to close that. The window of keeping Minecraft open in the siege is that long, however long that was, because it's too hot now. Does this make you a Minecraft streamer now? I've streamed Minecraft before, I'll say that much, but I don't think I'm a real. Not yet. I'd have to do it for more than an hour, surely. Oh, thank you. I will drink. Me, a nerd? You're telling me the game programmer is a nerd? That's crazy. Who could believe that? Actual streamer, let's go. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I think that's still an actual streamer to me. Game dev is nerd? Man, I guess. I don't know. What is the definition of nerd these days? There's like... It seems like such a stretch definition. Because so much stuff is like put him in a locker. Oh no. That's such an American thing as well. Like that doesn't happen in the UK. Or maybe it does. Maybe my lockers were too small. Like you'd have to be really small at my school to get shoved into a locker. Did you not know about that? Can't know. Yeah, it's a thing. Because they have like floor to like, not ceiling, but like taller than a person-sized lockers, and you can just get pushed into them. It's not an American thing. It's just a Hollywood thing. Oh, okay, fair enough. I assumed it was real just because of the sheer frequency I saw, but yeah, I could definitely believe it's a purely a Hollywood thing. I'm glad it's a Hollywood thing because that sounds miserable being stuck in a locker. In my old school, people would just steal toilets. What do you mean they would? To what end? They must have been desperate if they had to steal your school's toilet, because like school toilets are normally like, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd want to steal one. I mean, like people set fire to my school. That's kind of crazy. But you know, only student. You know, that's just a little bit of fires, kind of normal. I was in high school. Oh, that sounds miserable. Devious lick trend does not. That's not good. I don't know what that is exactly, but it can't be a good thing. That's for sure. To be fair, stealing a toilet is conceptually hilarious. I mean, it's absurd, I'll give you that much. It is... Oh, it's, yeah. You just don't... It's one of those things you don't expect to be stolen. How do you get things out of the... Like, a toilet isn't small. Assumedly, you have to get that off the grounds of the school with nobody seeing you. Like, how does that happen? Because you need like 2 people and like a sheet to get that out. At least 2, yeah. I mean, they're heavy, and like it's not going to be an easy crime because it's at the very least you're gonna like. There's assuming that you're not tactily unscrewing it from the wall and you're just shattering it at some point and stealing it. There's going to be water everywhere, so you're going to be like wet. It's just... That's why I have a stop sign in my backyard. Oh no. I schooled in Asia. The craziest thing I did was accidentally break a light bulb. How could you? Break a light bulb? I feel compelled to say the most devious thing I did at school, but I don't know if I should be doing that in general. You're just making underfunded schools like toilets. I think the people who are making it like toilets are people stealing the toilets out of the school. I think they're contributing quite a bit more. I killed him. Wait, how did you know? How did you know that? Bit of a wild child. Yeah, breaking light bulbs, that's crazy. So yeah, okay, alright. So, in secondary school, which, converting to American, I don't know, I think that might be high school. It's like... What even is the age brackets? Let me go find out. Yeah, so it's 11 to 16-year-olds. whatever that is in the respective country. So when I was probably in the middle to the end, for like, because this lasted for years, I one of my best friends was like diabetic, and they lived quite close to the school, and so at lunchtime, because they had to eat very particular things because they were diabetic and they needed like to manage their insulin, whatever, they had this blue card that basically, if you showed it to someone, you could leave the campus of the school, because at my school, like, it was relatively, like, you couldn't leave the school grounds and without like permission, and generally speaking, like, obviously, you know, during the school day, but he could leave at lunchtimes, and he would go back home and just, you know, eat lunch at home, and he would watch Top Gear, or, you know, whatever like show was on. I think he was watching like Dave or something. It was like the most random stuff you've ever seen. I didn't steal their insulin, but what I did do is leave school with him at lunchtime every day, and I would pretend that I had a blue card by I cut out and laminated just a blue rectangle of card, and then, like, I'm not even sure it was laminated. I think it was just a blue card that I would have. So just in case, if like anytime anyone like like, he would have the real card, and then I could just flash my blue one. And for years I just went and watched Top Gear and ate lunch with my friend Will, because I had a packed lunch, so I just take it. Well, I didn't claim to be diabetic, and it wasn't on my files or anything. I just claimed that I had a card that let me leave. So, so I just, and nobody just checked. It was kind of actually concerning now I think about it. That's kind of ominous. But yeah, I think that's probably the most extreme thing. I witnessed a lot of crazy things, but I mean, that's British school, I suppose. I mean, would you question a potential diabetic? Well, to be clear, the blue cards weren't for if you were diabetic. It's just if you were diabetic, you could get a blue card to leave. So it just meant that you had like some kind of exemption that let you leave the premises without like parental supervision. But it turns out if you just have a blue piece of card, you can get away with it. Exactly, yeah. Blue cards are generic. But yeah, so that's my story. And I think maybe exactly a get out of school freak out. Exactly, yeah. So I think I'll leave you on that story. I think I'm gonna go and lie down somewhere cool and try and evade. I think I'll try and find some cool place to hide until the inevitable storm coming tonight, which I hope fixes things, because it's too hot to function today. If it's hot where you are, get some ice, have an ice cream or something, drink some water, enter the fridge, exactly. And I hope you're looking forward to all the fun things coming up, because there should be a lot of them. Thanks for making rolls, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you in a bit. Bye!